Okay, guys, thanks for being here. Just a quick recap. Obviously, hadn't had a press conference here, I guess, since we played Texas State. Really good road win for us. Excited to get that win. I thought our team showed a lot of fight there. Fighting, battling through, having the lead, and then coming back after they had taken the lead and winning the game. I thought our defense continued to play well. We created, I think, 3 or 4 turnovers there in the second half, which was exciting. And then offensively, the thing I was most proud of is we ran for over 200 yards, and the last 6.5 minutes of the game, we were able to finish the game with a ball, and not give it back to them. So really proud of that. Led to a lot of really good momentum going into our bye week. And then we spent the bye week obviously previewing Coastal Carolina, as well as getting healed up a little bit and working on ourselves. So had a good bye week, and then so far this week's been really good. A little bit about Coastal Carolina. I'm very familiar with these guys. Obviously, the last 2 years we've had some really exciting games with these guys that we weren't able to finish. Jamie Chadwell, their head coach, has done a really good job there. Obviously, this year and last year, one of the best teams in our league for sure. Our offensive coordinator, Willie Korn, obviously a really good player, and I'm sure he helps Jamie. Jamie's an offensive guy, so you can see that's his offense. But Willie's done a really nice job. Always liked him, thought a lot of him. Think he's a really good rising young coach, and that'll go on to have a lot of success. Their defense coordinator, Chad Staggs, I think he's excellent. He does a really good job, mixing some things up on that side of the ball. Their front's very impressive, and he does a great job getting those guys to play hard. I think they play with an edge, and very, very good defense we're going to face this week. These guys are 6-1, coming off obviously a loss to App State in a big-time atmosphere up there at App State, and that's a tough place to win for sure. Anytime you win on the road, it's something you're proud of in the conference, because our conference, I think, top to bottom, is as good anywhere in the country. So anytime you can get a win on the road, I think it's impressive. And obviously, App State did a great job, had a great atmosphere, and it was a shootout game, 30-27, I think was the score. So I'm sure Coastal has regrouped this week and we'll be ready to go this Thursday when we play them. Offensively, I think it starts with their quarterback, Grayson McCall. 2 years ago, he was not their starting quarterback, and last year he became their starter, and I think it's made their offense even more dynamic. He's a true dual-threat quarterback, can run it, can throw, does a great job of running the offense that Jamie runs, and seems like he knows that offense like the back of his hand. He's got a lot of weapons around him. Obviously, Isaiah Likely, the tight end's a very impressive guy, playing the NFL for a long time. And then Hiley, the receiver, I saw him play in the state championship game in high school several years ago when I was there to watch someone else, and man, he jumped out at me then. I want to say he caught 12 or 14 balls in that state championship game, and he's continued to have a great career there at Coastal. So, those two guys along with the quarterback, and they've got 2 backs, I think. They lost the back from last year, but these 2 backs are both explosive and dynamic, can catch it, can run it. And Jamie does a really good job of moving those guys around. Defensively, they've got a lot of really good players. The one thing you jump out about the Coastal Carolina, really offensively and defensively, it's a senior-laden team. A lot of super seniors, regular seniors, and whatever you call them these days in the COVID world. But Jeffrey Gunner, I think, is the guy that really sticks out to me. He's disruptive. He's Senior Bowl watch list guy. He's, leads the team in sacks, leads the team in TFLs. Very disruptive, athletic, big, physical guy. Plays extremely hard, as that whole defense does. Those 2 linebackers are seniors. They feel like they've been there forever. But they're you can tell they've got a lot of reps and played a lot of snaps. Do a good job getting their defense lined up, and very solid, very, very solid defense. This is one of the better defenses in our league, and need to have a great plan. I think, obviously for us to win the game, we got to finish. The last 2 years we haven't finished this game off like we want. Had a 3rd and short 2 years ago. If we convert, we'll probably be able to run the clock out. Don't do it. They go down and beat us there right at the last play of the game. And then last year, obviously scored, I think, around a minute left, and then they scored on a 2-minute drive. So this is a game that I know our players are excited about. It'll be a tough trip for us on the road. I'm sure those guys will be ready to go playing another home game and rebounding from last week. But it's exciting, and I think these kind of games are what makes our league so exciting. It's just each and every week you gotta be ready to play. So excited about this challenge and looking forward to this opportunity. Okay, questions?
Coach. This is Mike at the Messenger. I'm just curious. I think this is going to be Coastal's fifth non-Saturday game of the year. But just what's your thoughts on that? And is that kind of an advantage? Or I know you guys are coming off a break, so you're not tired by any means. But
Yeah.
just what's your thoughts on them playing so many non-Saturday games?
I didn't realize that. I know they played last Wednesday, so they've actually had one extra day, from a normal Thursday or Saturday to Saturday number of days. I'm not sure how big a factor it really is. I mean, I think what you do as a coach, and I'm sure they do the same thing, is whatever day you're playing on, you just count backwards, Saturday, Friday, Thursday, and keep your guys on the same schedule. I think that's important in college football to do that. Certain days you work on certain things. I'm sure everybody's similar to us, or everywhere I've been anyway. You have a base down day, you have a third down day, red zone day. You have a day where you mix it all together and so forth. So whatever your weekly schedule is, I think it's really you just count backwards from that day of the game. And I'm sure they've done the same thing. And I really don't see it as an advantage or disadvantage. I just think it's an opportunity for both Coastal and Troy University to showcase our universities and our program on national TV. And, I think that's what's exciting, is playing these week games on national television.
Hey, Jim, this is John in Dothan. I want to ask you a couple of questions. One, their tight end likely. I think he's got 8 touchdown catches, which is just unusual for a tight end. What do they do to get him open, and how much of a challenge is it to cover a guy like that?
Yeah, he's a big challenge, and the thing I think they do a great job of is they use him. He's the primary receiver, it seems, in a lot of their, especially in the red zone. If you notice a lot of his catches. He's a big athletic guy. I think they list him at 6'4", about 240 or 50 pounds. But he's got wide out type skills. He's got really good balance and body control. He's got a lot of short area quickness, and for a tight end, really good speed. So I think he's just a very dynamic guy. If you look around the NFL or even around college football, the best tight ends in the country aren't the old traditional tight ends anymore that are 255, 260 pounds, and basically a lineman that's turned into a tight end. This is an athletic guy that is physical and can block, and also has great hands and great ball skills. And they obviously do a great job of highlighting him, just like any coach would try to do. You try to get the ball in your best players' hands as many times as you can, and I think they do a nice job of that in their passing game.
One other question. I assume Reggie Todd is still suspended, but is his status going forward? Does he have a chance to be back this year, or do you know it?
I don't. I mean, that's just something that'll have to run its course, and we're hopeful for some good news. But at the end of the day, we got to play with what we have, and hopefully that situation will work out. Hopefully in the near future.
You mentioned you guys took the bye week to kind of get healthy. Can you comment on the running back room? Have you guys gotten healthy at that position?
Yeah, I think so. I think the bye week served us good, or served us well. You look at this running back room we have. We had 4 guys we've really played with, and each and every week it seems like one's been banged up. I think you look at South Carolina, Kamani didn't play, but BJ ran for over 100. You look the next week, BJ really couldn't play at all after getting back from South Carolina, and Jamontez had a big game, and then obviously he had a shoulder banged up last week, and then you get back with Kamani and BJ. So I do think in college football, depth is important, and those guys that play every game at running back and carry it 25 or 30 times a game, you don't see much of that anymore. Most people are using a 2 or 3 running back system because of that. I just think the toll on a running back's body, when you talk about pass protection and running the football and all the things that go along with it, blocking, I think it's one of those things that you better have 2 or 3 guys, and we were fortunate to have that. And I think each and every one of those guys in that room see the success of that position, not necessarily just individual success. And last week was Kamani's week, obviously, to have a breakout game. All right.
Anybody else?
Hey, Coach.
Yep.
Steven at WSFA. Just want to ask about the quarterbacks. Obviously, Gunner making the 2 starts the last 2 weeks, 2 wins, and just how the quarterback room looks heading into Thursday night. Yeah,
I've been excited. Gunner's played well. He's not turned the ball over. I think that's the big thing is, not had the catastrophic errors. He's protected the ball well. He's made really good, quick decisions. Obviously, he's played a lot. which has helped too, considering last year and so forth. Taylor obviously was really banged up after South Carolina. Probably could not have played anyway the next week. So, but right now Gunner's got the hot hand for us, and we'll continue to go with him. But we also know that Taylor can be ready to go if we need him.